Hello and welcome to the David Cowan Show. Today I have Sharon Welburn back. Sharon, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, David. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So today we'll be
That's good.
doing the timeline therapy. Am I allowed to say timeline therapy?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be doing timeline therapy on fear, guilt, and shame. This will be the part 2 to the previous one, which I will link down below, where we did anger and what was it? Anger and
Sadness.
anger and sadness. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're doing fear, hurt, and guilt.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, take it away, Sharon.
Okay. So, David, you're familiar with your timeline. Do we need to go through that again?
No, I'm familiar with it.
You're familiar with that? Okay, good. We find that the fear, hurt, and guilt is quite quick because you've had the process, you've learnt the process through anger and sadness. So you'll find that these ones are quite, we can get through them quite quickly. Guilt. So the next one's guilt.
This would be a crazy one then.
Guilt's crazy. So I'll just tell you quickly about my guilt one, my guilt experience. So consciously, the first time that I ever felt guilt was when I was about, I think I was 7, and my guinea pig died.
Okay.
And I felt like that was my fault, that the guinea pig died, right? And ever since then, whenever a pet has died, I've had lots of pets over the years, whenever a pet has died, I have felt that guilt, that I didn't look after it properly, and that's why it died. Even as an adult, I've felt that. Even though I consciously know animals just die, sometimes it's not our fault, I still think, oh, I should have done this or should have done that, right? So when I did guilt, when I had someone do guilt on me for the very first time, I thought I knew where it was going to come from.
Oh, yeah.
Because guilt was such a strong one in me. I physically could feel it in my stomach. And so when I went into the, where you're saying when it is, like if it's before, after, or, and it blew me away. I said, the womb just came up. And I was like, because you know, when you're in that state, you're consciously, but you're unconscious. It's a funny, yeah. So you're conscious of what you're saying, but you're sort of not, if you like, it's coming in by itself. You know, that feeling of it coming in by itself. So I'm sitting there and I was like in the womb, and then I had this flash of my mum in the bathroom. And I recognized the bathroom vanity, but it was sort of dark, and but I knew I was in the womb. It was the most weird experience. So that was my first feeling of guilt was when I was a baby in the womb. I don't know what, that's fine. It doesn't matter. I forgive, that doesn't matter. There's nothing towards my mum about it. But yeah, and I was like, wow, like that's how powerful our emotions are. I don't know why she felt guilt, maybe being pregnant with me, because she did have me later. I was sort of separate from the other two. My other two sisters, she had me like 10 years age gap. So maybe it was about finding out that she was pregnant and that there was guilt about it. I don't know. But it blew me away. And then I just felt, when I came out of it, I just felt like, somebody try and stop me now. Like it was so strong. Guilt was strong in me. Like anything I would take, if I was involved, in a car accident and it was clearly not my fault, I'd find a way to think that, no, it was my fault. That's how much guilt used to just play in me. And you still have guilt because, but it's definitely not. It's not there like it used to. So I'm sure you'll get the same. You'll get the same result from this one.
I think guilt's going to be one of the. Well, I don't want to put an absolute on it, but because there are so many possibilities. I was going to say guilt could be like a difficult one to pinpoint.
Yes, but that's okay because we're asking your unconscious mind.
Yeah.
So your unconscious mind knows exactly what it has to do now. It's had all this practice with anger, sadness, fear, and hurt. So it knows exactly what it's going into now.
Yeah.
It knows it's safe to do this. It's going to be amazing for the body and the mind and your brain to just let it go.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. All right. So close your eyes. Okay, David, is it all right for your unconscious mind for you to release this guilt today and for you to be aware of it consciously?
Yes.
Good. What is the root cause of this problem? The first event which, when disconnected, will cause the problem to disappear. If you were to know, was it before, during, or after your birth? During. Okay. So it was in the womb, what month? Second. Okay, good. Now just float up above your timeline and over the past to position number 1, facing the past. And when you get there, can you imagine or make up the event? Let me know when you're there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now float to position number 2, so you're directly up above the event, so you are looking down on the event. Ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from the event, the learning of which will allow you to let go of the guilt easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind can preserve the learnings so that if you need them in the future, they'll be there. Tell me what they are.
I guess the learning is that this might sound a bit weird, but the learning is that I'm me. I'm just a human being like everybody else.
What else?
And that I'm unique. And not an anomaly or a freak.
Good. How can we put I'm not a freak into a positive learning for you?
That I'm unique. I'm just, I'm me. I'm, one of a kind.
I am one of a kind. Good. What else?
I can't hear you now.
What else?
That's it.
That's all?
Mm.
Okay, no more words coming in? One more?
No.
No? Okay. Now float to position number 3. So you are above the event and before the event, and you are looking toward now. Make sure you are well before any of the chain of events that led to that event, and ask yourself, now where is that emotion? Now float down inside the event to position number 4, looking through your own eyes, and check on the emotions. Are they there or have they disappeared now?
I think they're still there.
They're still there? That's okay. All right. So now float to position number 2. So you are directly back up above the event and you are looking down on the event. Okay. Now float up higher and float further back. Get high enough and far enough back until the emotion has disappeared and you can only see the event as a little spot on the ground. What is there to learn from this event, the event? If you learn this, won't it be better than having the old emotion? How can you get the same benefit that the emotions provide when you let them go? What are the learnings to release it?
I have the best of both worlds.
How can we put I have the best of both worlds into a learning for you? Something in that.
I get to experience the best of both worlds.
How can we put that into a learning for you? I get to experience.
I don't know.
I get to experience.
I get to experience what really comes down to being true to myself. You know, I get to be express myself and also be, you know, an individual. You know who I am.
I get to express myself and be an individual. And who I am. What else?
And nobody can tell me anything otherwise.
Yes. How can we put nobody can tell me otherwise? How can we put that into a positive learning for you?
That people's opinions don't matter. The only opinion that matters is my own.
Yes. How can we put people's opinions don't matter into a positive learning for you?
Well, my opinion is the only one that matters.
My opinion of me is all that matters.
Sorry?
My opinion of me is all that
Yes.
matters.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else?
No, No, that's it.
I'm getting a word. I'm not supposed to do it like this, but I'm getting a word. It's accept.
Self-acceptance.
Yeah. How does that feel? Does that feel like it's for you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So how can we put self-acceptance into a learning for you?
That I must fully accept myself to be.
Fully accept myself. Good. Okay. Is there any more?
No.
Okay. Good. Now float to position number 3. So you are above the event and before the event, and you are looking toward now. Make sure you are well before any of the chain of events that led to that event. And ask yourself, now where is that guilt? Float down inside the event to position number 4, looking through your own eyes, and check on the emotions. Are they there or have they disappeared now?
They're gone.
Good. Go back to position number 3. So you are above the event and before the event, and you are looking toward now. Now come back to now, above your timeline, only as quickly as you can let go of all the guilt on the events, all the way back to now. Assume position 3 with each subsequent event and preserve the learnings. I am me. I am unique. I am one of a kind. I get to express myself and be an individual and whoever I want to be. My opinion of me is all that matters. And I fully accept myself and let go of the guilt all the way back to now. Float down into now and come back into the room. Okay, good. Blue or green, which color?
Blue.
Blue. Okay, good. All right. Now, okay, close your eyes again. Or have a drink of water if you want a drink of water. Yep. Okay. Now, can you remember any event in the past where you used to be able to feel that old emotion of guilt? And go back and notice if you can feel it, or you may find that you cannot.
No.
Good. Okay. Now I want you to go out into the future to an unspecified time in the future, which if it had happened in the past, you would have felt inappropriate or unwarranted guilt. And notice if you can find that old emotion, or you may find that you cannot.
No.
No? Good. Okay. Come back to now. Okay. Do you feel different?
Yeah, definitely in the last 2, there was a lot going on there.
Good.
And yeah, definitely felt some shifts in different
You can actually
parts.
feel it in your
Moving around, things
body.
moving around. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually feel it like shifting, and like throughout the day, especially when you have your sleep tonight, when you wake up it's like reset again for your brain, the sleep. And it also stops the momentum of the day. So when you wake up in the morning, you'll also feel like, oh, feel a little bit different, just feel lighter, feel like there's more room in my brain to be, and it's good for creatives. If you want to be creative, you'll feel that just a bit more space in your brain. It's not taken up running this other crap. It's like a computer, really.
Yeah. It's awesome work. Awesome.
Good. Yeah, so you can just let that integrate. You'll just find that there'll be just different things throughout the few coming weeks that you'll go, oh, I just feel different about that now. It just doesn't have a charge on me anymore. Yeah. Okay. It's good.
That's interesting. So where can people find you, Sharon?
Okay, so my website's still in process.
Yeah.
But you can follow me on Mindful Consulting. So if you either search on Facebook, it's Mindful, as in MINDFULL, as in the mind is full. Sure. Mindful Consulting. So on Facebook or Instagram. Okay,
awesome. We'll leave links down below as well. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Thank you, David. That's the first video I've done for it. So thank you.
Okay, you did really well. Awesome, Sharon. Well, I will catch you no doubt soon.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, take care.
Thank you. Formative years. So that's usually where the unnecessary fears